Hey, what's going on today, guys? Today I'm going to be unboxing the new ASUS RTX 2070. It's a Strix edition, so that means it is a highest end model for this particular chip of the ASUS brand. Furthermore, it's also the OC edition, which means that they did for this when they released this from the factory, they did choose the highest grade chip out of all the ones available. It's roughly the equivalent to based on what I'm seeing here on user benchmark, the 1080 from last generation. So yeah, it's quite a decent step up in terms of performance to power ratio. For example, I understand this card draws just a wee bit more than the 1070. It has the same performance here, actually a little bit better than the 1080, which draws a bit more power. I'm just going to show you the packaging first of all. Here's the front of the box. Here's the top. Here's one side. Here's the other side. One thing I do have to mention about this box is that it is quite fragile. It has already ripped a bit while I was moving it around. So, but here's the bottom. Now, probably the most important part of the box, the back. I'm just gonna walk up to the screen so you guys can get a nice view here. So again, it has probably the best heatsink technology available on the market. Based off of like the previous Strix cards I've had, they have been by far the most selling air-cooled cards I've ever had. Well, that's interesting. You can switch between quiet performance and BIOS profiles without software. There's actually a switch where you can control it. I didn't know that. And another cool feature is that unlike other cards where the fans are always spinning, these fans will only kick in until it gets over 55 degrees Celsius. So that's nice. For example, if your computer is in idle, the card will be cooled passively, which is what I think it should be doing. You never want to waste energy for fans that aren't required for cooling under certain circumstances. So yeah, that's that. Just gonna open it up now. Yeah, the only negative impression I have so far is just how flimsy the box is. But then again, I mean, the only thing that really matters is the card inside. So here's the interior box. It's a bit more sturdy than the one that was over top of it. So yeah, first thing that I see is a little folder right here. I'm just going to flip that up, right side up. So if we look inside, it appears that we have a software CD. Although, like I said in previous videos, I don't think these CDs are quite a waste because everyone has their internet now for downloading the drivers. Yeah, I'll give a little briefing of the instruction manual. Pretty straightforward. Just shows you how to install the card, the power, etc. Comes in a variety of languages. So that's that. Just gonna put this back into the folder here. Okay. So the card's in the static packaging right there. So an accessory it came with is what looks like two 6-pin PCI power connectors into an 8-pin right here. And in here it looks like some sort of strap. Not sure what that's used for. Alright, so I'm just gonna take off the static packaging here. So it's just held on by this little piece of tape here. So just to confirm, there's nothing else in the box. I checked underneath the foam and there's nothing. So I'll put that on the ground now. So the card is quite interesting. It is relatively thicker than most other 2070s. I believe this is 2.5 slots in thickness. So yeah, another nice perk is that unlike the NVIDIA reference cards, it does include a protector for the PCI slot right here, which is quite nice, because I mean, after all, this is probably the most delicate contact on the entire card. For connectors, it uses, I'm just going to take a look. Just going to take these off. Yeah, again, it has protectors for these as well for dust, but it does have 2 HDMI and 2 DisplayPort outputs. There's also a slot for USB Type-C right here. So this card does indeed have a total of 5 outputs, which is quite a lot. Yeah, so 3 fans. I have high expectations for this card in running, just because in the past the Strix editions were the most, like I said, the most quiet air-cooled cards I've ever had. It's nothing different than the previous generations. Just three fans. For power connector, it does have one 6-pin. Just gonna focus in, one 6-pin and one 8-pin there, right there. Oh, here's another interesting thing. This is another superior accessory that most other cards don't have. You can actually connect external fans to the included headers right here, where my finger's going. That'll allow you, so basically that will allow you to have additional external fans in your case, and they're actually controlled by the temperature of this video card. Really, that makes a lot of sense, because when you have airflow in your case, probably the most important thing to have the have airflow controlled is by the thing that's producing all the heat, which is of course the video card in this case. Because when you have a classified air-cooled card, it's just gonna mix hot air more and more in your case. So obviously you want external fans on the case to help expel that air and bring in new fresh air. Here again, you can see the heat pipes going along there. They're aluminum. They're out of aluminum material, I believe, which for some reason does a surprisingly good job at displaying the heat from the chipset. Another thing I like about the card is that it does have a black backplate. That just shows. I feel backplates are a good representation of the build quality. Oh, interesting. Another cool perk that wasn't on the previous cards is there's a switch right here for controlling whether to turn the LEDs on and off. That's really nice, because previously you would have to control the LEDs with some software, or sometimes with the lower end cards you wouldn't even be able to control the LEDs. Furthermore, in addition to the LED switch, there's also control on whether you want to have it in BIOS mode or performance mode. Sorry, in silent mode versus BIOS mode. So it's controlled with a switch. You can't really see it here, but it's right there in the corner. So as you can see right here, I just fired up the card on my server, and right now the fans, it's at 48 degrees Celsius, so that's why the fans aren't spinning. And versus this card right here, the fans just always spin, so that's a good feature that you can tell right off the bat of this card. And so you're like I was showing before about the switch that controls LED. If I click it right here, you can see the LEDs automatically switch on, and when I click it again, it switches off. So it's, I really like that feature, like I said. So anyway, guys, that wraps up the unboxing video for this card. First impression, I'm quite impressed. It carries all the great features from previous generation. Same fan design for that optimum air cooling yet silent performance, and it also added in the new perks, like I mentioned, the switches up top here. Hopefully this will have some promising results in gaming, and yeah, I look forward to using the card. Thanks for watching, guys.